Hello and welcome to another update video about Coti. Just wanted to update you on where are we with Coti in terms of long-term trend. Are we in an uptrend or a downtrend? And also then we are going to take a look at first of all, the weekly, then the daily, and then shorter term time frames to get an understanding of, are we in an uptrend or a downtrend, long-term point of view, and are we actually on shorter term time frame, what could be good buying opportunities. So let's take a look at that. We start on the weekly, and where we can see here, we can see that we are clearly at the moment still in an uptrend, even though we have had, a bit of sideways movement since March, really. 15th of March, that is when we hit that 40-cent level for the first time, I think. And we have actually stopped then, or we tried to break out again, failed again, and now we are on a little bit of a way down at the moment. Is that a problem? Well, we're going to have a look at that on the shorter term time frames. However, we can clearly see that we are still in an uptrend because the price action currently is above the 20-day and the 20-week and the 50-week moving averages. We don't have a 200-week moving average here. Also, the RSI on the weekly is in bullish range, so it's above the 50 level, and also the MACD on the weekly is above, is in the green, and we've made a bullish cross on the 16th of August in that week. Let's take a look at the shorter term time frames. Let's take a look at the daily first, and then we're going to take a look at the hourly chart. What can we see here on the daily? Well, on the daily we can see, very interestingly, bullish scenario in my opinion. First of all, we've seen here a bullish cross, a golden cross. Again, very similar to Bitcoin. Here we had it on the 12th, is the 11th, I think, of September, which indicates a long-term uptrend potential, not guaranteed, but a long-term uptrend potential. Last time we had that golden cross was here, in my opinion, when I have a quick look here, or maybe here. That was on the 15th of December, and if we zoom out, we had prices of just 4 cents back then. So let's zoom out and see what happened after that. You can clearly see that. So this is a long-term uptrend potential. What we can see here as well on the daily is that we're actually just moving on that trend line. So even though we had this attempted breakout to the upside and now that sort of flash crash, even though in that flash crash I think Coti did quite well, and we still move up in that or on that trend line. So that price or that trend line could lead us to the 40 cents again, and that is crucial. It's also a ascending triangle. That's very powerful. Ascending triangle in an uptrend is powerful. It indicates that we will break out to the upside. Again, never guaranteed, but very likely. These then break to the upside more often than not, especially if we're in an uptrend, because I would never, I've traded for many years now, and I've learned one thing: never trade against the trend. And we are in an uptrend, so we are looking here for long-term positions. That's why I always like to combine the long-term with the short-term time frames, because on the long-term you can establish, are you in an uptrend or downtrend? If you're in an uptrend, you're looking for long-term positions. If you're in a long positions, if you're in a downtrend, you're looking for short positions. Never go into a long position in a downtrending market. At least that's my experience. So as long as we're trading on this line, I think we are still bullish, yeah, especially also in the short term. So we shouldn't now drop below the 30 cents. And this obviously goes up the further we go. So for example, end of September, we shouldn't drop below 35 cents. So this is crucial. And if we are middle of October, we shouldn't drop below 40 cents. So if we were just trading along this line, at latest by the middle of October, we should break above, right? Because that is when we get into this apex. So you can already hear here that I'm actually quite bullish on Coti. We can actually see here that pretty much we had actually, when we started to move down here on this short-term downtrend, it was actually, it could have been predicted. I can't remember if I talked about it on this channel, but we saw this bullish divergence here from that wave to that wave, and it was quite significant. Actually, we had quite a bit of a price increase, but from that wave to the other, we had already a bearish divergence, and we had that with so many other cryptos. So that was a first heads up. Second heads up happened when we didn't make a new higher high, and then we crashed or dropped. But since then we've been in an uptrend. Again, a short-term uptrend. We are of course always in a long-term uptrend at the moment anyway. We just established that. At the moment, again, the RSI isn't looking great. However, seems like we bounced off this 50 line here on the RSI. That 50 line is the divides us between bullish and bearish. So above 50 is bullish and below 50 is bearish. So we seem to be bouncing off there. If we move further up, yes, we will move up on the RSI as well. Now let's take a quick look at the hourly chart, look for buying opportunities. Just need to adjust that slightly here. Can we make out any nice patterns on the hourly chart? Well, we can first of all see how nicely we are trading here on this trend line. Yes, we are making lower highs here, but when we actually dropped down here and we had that strong support by the buyers, that is when we start to make another when we made higher highs. Okay, so it seems like on the hourly chart we're losing momentum a little bit again, because, you know, from that high to that high we pushed up quite strongly. From that high to that high became more difficult. From that high to that high is now seems to be a lower high. So on the very short time frame, I'm not too confident. I think it's losing steam a little bit again, but as long as we trade above that trend line, that will take us higher. It looks a bit like we have a head and shoulders forming here, so, you know, we shouldn't break that neckline. If we break that neckline, which is currently at 30 cents, if we drop below that, it could throw us back a little bit. But overall, I'm extremely bullish on Coti anyway. I think a really good opportunity will be as soon as we break above 40. I think, you know, that is certainly when we will see a huge boost. Only, you know, no financial advice, but I think if we break above the 40 cents, that is crucial. That's a critical level, because that is pretty much like a fulfillment of the cup and handle. I'm just going to show you that in a minute. But then, yeah, I think also here on the short-term time frame, we can see that potential head and shoulders. But to be honest, we are in an uptrend here at the moment, and if that head and shoulders plays out, it's not a huge one. It won't throw us back a lot. It might just you know, prolong or extend the inevitable, which is that we will move up and break that 40-cent level at some point. So for me, Coti is a good investment for me personally. Honestly, I don't care if we break that 40-cent level this year. If we break it next year, I'm pretty sure we break it this year. The reason is that I'm saying this is a big one is because this is a cup and handle. This is one of the most beautiful cup and handles that I've ever seen. It's nice and round. You've got that cup shape, and that actually started in May, so it's a huge one. That cup and that handle, we actually tried to break out here, but that is unfortunately exactly when I made a video here. I said a breakout is imminent, but that is when the flash crash happened. So, you know, we failed, but that doesn't mean that we couldn't have another attempt, and that is what we will have. And then you have a nice cup and handle, and this is actually quite nice, because when you have a cup and handle, you normally have that handle going down exactly in a downtrending channel. That means to me that a breakout could actually, now that I see that here, if you have that channel, which we have, and we seem to be coiling up for that. So guys, I think if I see that, I think a breakout is really imminent. And I say that because you have normally, when you form that cup and handle, you have a downtrending channel then, which is exactly what we have. And you can clearly see here how we are moving into this apex. So in the next, you know, I would make a guess now, not guarantee, but I would make a guess that in the next few days, we're going to break to the upside. Okay, that's what I see here, because this is a cup and handle, a beautiful cup and handle. This is textbook. Okay, and if we talk about target wise, right, let's take a look. We take that and move it up to, we can do from here, that's more conservative, or from here is more aggressive. But even if we just take like a worst case, it would take us to 60 cents. So that's like a 2x from now, which would be nice. And you know, just makes me extremely bullish on Coti in total. And the project itself, fundamentally, I've got huge expectations. It has they have a close partnership with Cardano, even though it's an ERC20 token. But let's see. I think I've got a feeling something might be announced on the Cardano summit, but who knows? So I hope that made it clear. Strong upside potential, in my opinion, up to 60 cents. Cup and handle nearly fulfilled. Breakout imminent. Bullish, short term and long term. So, you know, not guaranteed, no financial advice, but very strong signals. All right, hopefully you liked that video. If you did, please smash the like button. And if you want to follow me on this crypto journey, then please subscribe. Thanks a lot for watching and see you in the next video. Bye.